I do have a purpose to this one. I don't quite know what it's going to be called yet, but it is around communication. Um, but it's around society's interpretations of and how it tries to manage people with the sort of shit I got. So when I was at uni, excuse me, it was, what was it, second term at uni, and we had to get into groups and do a communications unit, and it was all about communicating what was in here to come out, sort of thing. And so that was when I'd disclosed that I had ADHD, because I'd already had all the barriers of the fucking alcohol. They're all out on the piss and I couldn't join them. And it is everyone says it's a barrier that's not there. It's another one of my realities that's not allowed to exist. If you go, oh, I don't think so. I'm like, you don't see the people's face change. You don't hear the sound of the, oh, when you don't drink. And you see, you stop them in their fucking tracks, mate. Normal people just don't go for a pint. Do you know what I mean? It's it is a barrier. It is a barrier, massively, in loads of ways. So there'd been all that. And so then I disclosed about ADHD. And what was it? There was one session where we were just talking about something, and it was like, who's going to take notes? And I went, oh, I will. And I said I want to try out my version of Word. And I'd said it because I did have, I still had it. I had an iPad. And what was it? I was reading the uni emails and everything. It was running on the Microsoft email system until I got the fucking app that was supposed to be designed to run all their fucking software, and it was shit. And so I had to buy something else that would run, just because they all did Windows communication. And I bought this little tablet, but then I suddenly realised I'd managed somehow to get a free, full fat mobile version of Word and Excel and all that. So it was quite loaded up with some decent software. That's why I said it. I said, I want to try this out. And this girl looked at me like she was talking to a 4-year-old. I was like, oh, does that help you write your notes? Like that. And it's one of those points where I'm just thinking, oh my fuck, I can't answer. I can't answer when I get to that point, because it's probably, and again, I just get told she was being nice. She made it into such a thing. And that kept happening. I kept getting silenced because everyone's trying to be all nice about it. But there was one woman, every time she silenced me, she sort of reminded me that was maybe my sort of slightly left of centre thinking again. Maybe we should put that one on the back burner. And that's like, fucking hell, I can't talk. It's a communications fucking thing. And I remember looking at my watch and thinking, right, don't talk for 10 minutes. It's 10 to 2, whatever. Don't talk. And I didn't. And I kept wanting to. And I was trying to follow the conversation. And all I did was watch them all interrupt each other, talk over each other, and change the fucking subject. Right? Every time I fucking spoke after that, I was told I was interrupting and changing the fucking subject. Would you not feel infuriated? Would you not feel infuriated? I fucking did. I fucking did. And it's common with me with interrupting, because when you get to that standoff when you're both trying to interrupt, you're both trying to finish your point or whatever, or you're both sort of going, oh no, go on, no, go on. There's that tussle, isn't there? And I can see it in people's eyes when they get into that with me. They get really determined because they know it's me. They think, no, don't let him fucking talk because he won't fucking stop. I know they are. I can see it in their eyes. And the other one is, just because I interrupt because I'm impulsive doesn't mean I don't know it's not rude. And there are times I really don't realise how often I do it. It doesn't mean I like to be interrupted. And if I ever mention you interrupted me, oh my fucking God, the reaction. The fucking reaction, because it's me. Because I'm the interrupter. How dare I talk about anyone else's interrupting? And then I'm left with Mikey logic that says, right, so now that I have disclosed that a lot of my own interruption is impulsive and compulsive and I can't fucking help it, that's why I haven't got control over it. But you have got control over it. But it's okay for you to expect me to have control over it because of how rude it seems. It's very socially fucking awkward to deal with the sort of shit that goes on with ADHD, and I'm fully aware of that, as a lot of people are. And so that's why when it starts happening, I think I'm just being a pain again. I'm being a fucking pain again. And if I try to talk about that, I'm putting myself down. And all of this isn't really happening. You're thinking, it fucking is, mate. I went to Ghana, fucking smashed it. I was on the radio, I was on the telly, I sang in the fucking church. I went to the ceremony dressed as a chief. I had 3 fucking wives. I fucking killed that trip. And I came back to a fucking atmosphere I'd never felt before in my life. And was getting really fucking paranoid all week until the Friday when I found out, actually no, the whole fucking group fucking hated me. All of them. It was like being back at school. It was like being fucking bullied again. Fucking what? It was, there was some shit about me. I'm not going to go into what went on, but it was fucking horrible. And there was one geezer that saved my ass. Well, but between us, actually, because I knew that Chinese whispers were going on. But he stood by me, basically. I didn't hear it. I heard about it from people I trusted, but basically he went right against flow, and he didn't fucking... I've worked with him every fucking day. He did not fucking say it. It's bullshit. And I said to him that it takes a fucking strong man to do that, mate, to go against the tide, and I'll never fucking forget you for it. And I've told him several times. But at the end of the summer, it was still fucking going on. It was still fucking going on. And he wrote, that was when I was starting to see Dr. Blueberty regularly, and he was doing like meds reviews, and he'd asked, is there people that you work with that would be willing to write reports on, have they noticed any difference since you've like gone up on the meds and whatever? And I asked this dude, and he wrote me something like very comprehensive actually. And it was him that made the comment, and he said it was in the first term, a lot of us noticed and commented on how Mikey was very loud and very different, but we just put it down to him being an exuberant character. And then after Christmas, he disclosed that he'd had ADHD. And then everyone started to... I do remember there was a couple of girls in a group came and apologised to me. I was like, what for? And basically apologising for slagging me off that I hadn't known about. So, you know, it's like... Paranoia is when you think everyone's talking about you. What is it when you know they are? Because I just know that, like, I made those 2 special people know how special they are, and there's people I'd still chat to again, but I don't think I made any friends there, and I don't think any of them, apart from maybe those 2, got to know who I was. That was where all the socially awkward shit happened, and that was also when I was on the meds, and that's when all the fucking schizoid shit happened, when I'm in a shop and shit. I spent most of uni sitting alone. I was a charity case. I could see it. People said, oh, do you want to come and sit here? Because they felt sorry for me. They still couldn't fucking interact with me because everyone just got really like, like I get. That's how everyone was with me. And, you know, every single placement, you've got to tell people everything about you on a placement. It came up. No one could read my notes, ever. It looks like a pile of sick on the page. I've had that said to me. I laughed. But they used to say all the information's there. It's just so hard to follow. And I'm looking at it going, what? You know, I had essays described as there was no flow. And I remember reading a book that I bought for the Open University, Good Study Guide. And I looked at the essay writing tips of how to flow your paragraphs into each other. And I remember there's one essay I'd written at Open Uni. He said, I like the fact that you mentioned the conclusion in the intro and talked about how it might be, you know, contradictory to what the popular view is or something. He said you set up something to look forward to at the end. That's a good structure to write. So I was applying what I thought was writing skills, and it came back as bitty. Bitty. Do you know what I got for it? 58. 58. It's an all right mark. It's always an all right, you know, you're happy enough with 58. It'll do. You know, it's only a sort of part of a module or whatever. And it can be down to who's marking it, rah-de-rah. But yeah, bitty. It's just, I can't... This is the sort of thing I talk about with my communication. No one ever knows what the fuck I mean. No one ever knows what the fuck I mean. And I'm bullied everywhere I fucking go. I was, you know... I fall out with people. The last job I had, I was sacked because I fell out with one of the bosses, basically. In a way that he just now thinks I'm a fucking cunt. And whatever. But yeah, it's always my personality. And, you know, when you've just... It's just that experience stuff. That communication... I know I need to work on it. I know I'm taking shit the wrong way, but it's because I'm so fucking confused and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I really don't know half the time. I might seem clued up to people. But shit like that can turn your fucking world upside down. When you know, one of those positions where you're talking to one person and they're referring to the odd thing that such and such said, or they, and you ask a bit more and they go, oh no, I better not say. Right. But now all I know is that there are several of these people that all I know is they look at me weird and don't talk to me anymore, have been saying this, that, or the other. Would that make you paranoid? I was already fucking paranoid. And I'm not blaming the whole thing on this, but it's like, you know, I did get bullied on the placements. And both times I fucking acted and blew the whistle on them and dealt with it. And I wasn't called a liar. Let's put it that way. I was never called a liar. But it's the fact that it's yet again. People say, oh, it happens to everyone. It's like, there was 25 people on that course and only one person got turned on like that. Only one person got... I didn't hear about any other bullying on placements, not to the point where it got reported and having the uni called down and fucking official meetings and all that sort of shit. And that was one where I failed my placement at the start of third year. I could see in her eyes, I could feel myself about to cry, and you could see that she was getting so uncomfortable, thinking, oh my fucking God, is he going to cry? And she just would, I don't think there was sympathy there. I think she just felt really fucking awkward. And then that starts off a debate, doesn't it, when girls talk about that? They don't know what to do because of all their expectations on a man. But yet again, it's another barrier to men crying. Women have to discuss it. Do you know what I mean? But there I was, literally holding it in, thinking, mate, you are 41, 2 years old. Keep your shit together, for fuck's sake. You're about to cry in front of two fucking 20-something-year-old women. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fucking, yeah. And so much of it was down to communication. And so much of it was down to people's interpretation of me. Because I might have got bullied on only 2 placements, but I'll tell you what, in every single one, in every single office, there was at least 3 people who fucking hated me. I always get fucking hated. And it's always work situations when they were just generalistical society people. That's why I always say I don't doubt that I have friends, and I don't doubt that they think a lot of me. But it's, you know, it's when that becomes your working life so fucking often and you can't escape it, you have to say, I can't do that. I can't do that, because when those consequences keep piling up, I mean, that uni situation could have been intensely horrible. And I think to a lot of them, by the end of it, they'd forgotten it even happened. And, you know, other stuff came to light about the person who had caused it. So I think they just thought it was like over and done with, but it never fucking was, because of the damage that it caused me. That's the thing. And the fact that, you know, everyone talks. And you hear them talking about other fucking people who've done this, that and the other, and love. There's a lot of bitchiness around. And you just think, yeah, I wonder what people think of me, because there's at least 2 hospitals where I've had fucking authorities down, and you know what I mean? People having, you know, and it's one of their staff members. People close rank, don't they? I would have been that wanker fucking student. And you know that because you're a working fucking man and you've been in the fucking tea room enough times in your fucking life. Do you know what I mean? So you know what people are fucking saying, and you know people talk. But then you'd just be told, you're not even paranoid. They probably never think of you. You're not that important, you know. No, because I'm just seeing and feeling the benefits of real things that are happening, and you're all telling me that I'm just paranoid because whatever. But, you know, that's the real experiences I've got to take with me. It's like uni was seen as a success, but it just like progressively beat me to fuck. And getting the degree at the end of it was, I've never even picked it up. I don't care. Literally, whatever, I'm fucking glad it's over. But it wasn't. It was the start of it even more. But yeah, I want to learn. I want to fucking learn. Because of the way I'm seeing it, there's a lot of simple things that people out there could learn. I don't want to tell you have to, which would make it easier. But I know that I've got such a responsibility. That's why I'm worried all the time about how many people are following me, and am I coming across as angry, and is any of this useful? Because there are a lot of things I want to change, and a lot of it is I want to fucking learn what I'm doing fucking wrong. Because my heart is in the right place, and it does get recognised enough. It does come through in the end for people. But there's just, you know, there's too much shit going on that everyone expects me to just be all right with. And they don't know what it's like to be on the receiving end of this volume of it every fucking way they go. And then when the net starts closing in, when it starts happening in shops, and it just, you'd recoil to and sit up in your beautiful cave.